This is Sean Parks, your County Commissioner from District 2, and I'm here to provide you another update on January 2025 and what's happened so far. So our first meeting in January was centered around zoning cases. It was pretty much the entire meeting. Lengthy day, heard a lot of cases. Just generally speaking, the County Commission generally denied most of those applications based off of questions about being able to provide roads and infrastructure before the development was approved. So I think it's a good thing that the County Commission is starting to ask those questions. Really, quite frankly, we've always been asking them, but it's really at the forefront right now for us to really kind of focus in and make sure that if something's going to be approved, that it serves the people, that the infrastructure is in place first, or at least it's been planned for. And until those questions are answered, we don't move forward. And so there was a lot of good discussion at our first zoning meeting in January, particularly centered around one zoning case involving the county's conservation subdivision criteria. And the County Commission decided to table that particular application because it was the first of its kind in the county. There were still a lot of questions to be answered. I think it's a great idea to have conservation subdivisions in the county, and it's something that we're going forward and looking to accomplish more of, is have those kinds of subdivisions planned for our community. But there was a lot of questions with that application, so we'll potentially hear that case in about 90 days or so. So of course I'll give you an update on that case when it comes up again. So let's talk about the list of priority projects. That's a topic that came up at our second meeting in January. The list of priority projects, or LOP as we refer to, is very important actually for people to know about. It's an important process with the Metropolitan Planning Organization, the Lake Sumter Metropolitan Planning Organization to be specific. And that is a list of roads that elected officials, essentially we decide upon representing you, what are the priority projects. So what roads are at the top of the priority list for us to start thinking 5 to 10 years down the road, no pun intended, and how to get those funded. So they have to be on the LOP list first for those projects to be funded. And obviously there's a lot of competition, a lot of discussion that goes around what roads to put on the LOP list, and we had that in January. That list of priority projects was approved unanimously. There was some discussion about revenue sources, and of course, with $700 million approximately or more worth of road needs and revenues that are coming in, there's quite a bit of a gap still on how to meet all those demands. So the Commission, as well as the cities, will continue to address that as a challenge. But I think it's important for you to know that the LOP list of priority project list has passed for this year and is moving forward. Let's also talk about the TDR program that I mentioned in my last update, the transfer of development rights. So we did not have a presentation in January, will not, and it looks like we have tabled that for another month or two. We're going to have some really good discussion on transfer of development rights being a critical part of our countywide conservation strategy that you've heard me mention now pretty much in every one of our updates here. So I'll let you know that's hopefully going to be talked about in February or March. And it's something that I definitely want you to participate in if you can. And then lastly, just want to let everybody know and remind everybody that the Public Lands Acquisition Committee, that referendum that was approved by 80% of the voters in November, that committee is open for applications now. So if you are interested in serving on the Public Lands Acquisition Advisory Committee, you can go to our website and fill out an application and potentially be a member that would serve on advising the County Commission on what lands to purchase for passive recreation. And again, that's a $50 million bond that was authorized by you, the voters, 80%. And when you match that and partner that with other grant fund opportunities, it's even more money. It's potentially $100 to $150 million. So big decisions are to be made about what that money will be spent on and what kind of lands will be purchased, both for passive recreation and even potentially trails as well. Thank you very much, and I look forward to seeing you at the next update. Have a great month.